Question 14. We have an accurate scale drawing with ships L and M. Now, me answering this question is going to be quite difficult given the nature of the fact that I'm writing on a program as opposed to using actual maths tools on the page, but the picture that I'm going to end up with and what I draw would be as if I had a protractor, a ruler, so on and so forth. Well, I can do the ruler part. So, L and M, find the bearing of ship M from ship L. That means that we are caring about the bearing that is at L, so the angle itself will be clockwise from L in the direction of M. So what I start with here is by joining up. It's not exactly the most accurate. I'd obviously want to be a bit more on the cross there. So that's the line joining up L to M, which means this bearing here, that angle there is going to be our bearing. If we set up our protractor like this, started off at 0 in the top and worked our way around, we would get an angle of size 110 degrees, give or take 2. The answer scheme says that you get the mark for anything between 108 and 112. If you have anything outside of that, you don't get the mark because either the drawing of the line or the measuring of the angle is inaccurate. So the bearing is 110 for that. Next part, the scale of the drawing is 1 centimeter to 5 kilometers. So that means technically if we measure the length of this line, we could get it in centimeters and then convert it into a real life measurement. Ship P is 40 kilometers from L and on a bearing of 240 degrees from M. So from M, which is here, we have a bearing of 240 degrees. Now 240 degrees is going to look something like this. If you go around 180, you're then going to have this 60 left over. So what we can do for drawing that is we set up a protractor this way round, and we're going to start at 0 here and measure around to 60. So the first 180 is given because of the fact that it's a straight line, and then we've got 60 extra. So if we measure 60 degrees from that, we're going to end up with something along the lines of this. This would be what you would mark at the edge of your protractor. So joining that up like so, you can have a 60-degree angle in there. Now I'll draw this a little bit more accurate, but just roughly that point there is where we're going to have. Now, what I can do then is in pencil, I can draw a line going through that, which means that somewhere along that green line is going to be this ship P. Before I do that, let me just add some of the information in terms of the angle. So if that's our south line, then that means that, let's keep this color coded, this 240 degrees is that bearing right there. Okay. What comes after that? We have this 40 kilometers. We've been given a real life measurement, so what we need to do is compare that to our scale and see how much centimeters we're actually going to be needing to draw on our picture. So the fact that we have 40 kilometers in real life and 5 kilometers is part of the scale means if we divide them, we're going to find out how many centimeters we have. So because 1 centimeter is 5 kilometers, 8 times as many of them will be 40 kilometers. So we have 8 centimeters. What we then do after that is we take our ruler, I'll do it in a different color here, we set up our ruler so that 0 is at M, and we're looking to figure out where 8 centimeters is along that green line. Now, truth be told, we could extend this green line all the way here if we want. You go as far as you need to. As if you do it lightly in pencil, you can always erase it later. So if we go along here and mark a point that is 8 centimeters, let's say it's roughly that, with this being 8 centimeters, you can mark the point, not only because it is the correct distance away from M, but also because it's along the right bearing. It's on that green line. It's on a bearing of 240 degrees. Once you've marked that point, we've then got to label it, so it's ship P, so we would just put P down. There we go, mark with a cross the position of ship P, and that would be it. Okay, so obviously my picture isn't completely accurate. This is a believable size for 60 degrees. On the page, 8 centimeters, you'll know yourself in terms of measuring the length of the line. But that's it, done.